Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just 73 days away from its official release by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, as well as creator George Lucas. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that by far, one of the biggest mysteries of all within the sequel trilogy has all to do with Supreme Leader Snoke and his backstory, exactly where he come from, why Snoke is so powerful, in fact, why he was actually able to hold up with all of his different injuries is a big mystery as well. Now, on top of all of that, we do know that Andy Serkis, explained that Snoke is an ancient being. He's been around for a very long time. In fact, we actually learned not too long ago that Snoke is in or around 800 years old. Right around when Yoda died, he was like 900 plus years old, and that's a very interesting side of Star Wars, is that they will be explaining more about Snoke's backstory in The Rise of Skywalker. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for this movie. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that, of course, one of the concept art descriptions includes, of course, shot descriptions consisting of a sequence where it's explained that Kylo Ren and his Knights of Ren are said to be on an unknown world located in the Outer Rim, just near the border of the unknown regions. It's described that during the scene, Kylo and his knights discover the abandoned base that once belonged to the First Order and Supreme Leader Snoke, back when they had planned to build their headquarters on a hidden world before going mobile. Now, it's described that as Kylo and his knights enter the base, they also find a way into Snoke's original throne room, which holds many secrets that were locked away. It's described that Kylo and his knights eventually activate a large hologram of Snoke that was said to have been recorded sometime before The Force Awakens, where Snoke is described to refer to himself as a Vandor Snoke. It's said that in the hologram, Snoke begins to deliver a brief message about how he senses a dark presence rising in the unknown regions, and that from what he believes is that it could be Darth Sidious himself, due to how Snoke had sensed that power before, since Snoke lived in the unknown regions for quite some time. It said that Snoke used some of Palpatine's secret bases in the unknown regions, and even used some of his Death Star 3 technology to build Starkiller Base. It said that Snoke also tells a tale of his life during the Old Republic, and that he knows many secrets of the dark side that resides over in the Beyond, and that Snoke even unveils that he himself was born from the Beyond itself, which is said to be a powerful force nexus in the unknown regions that was created by the Wills, who are godlike beings. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, what's really interesting about all of this is that from what it seems is that Snoke is a Force creation. Kind of similar to how Anakin was created, except Snoke was also created through, of course, the Beyond itself that was actually created by the Wills. Now, I don't know about you, but this really sounds like that they really are trying to take Star Wars to a different level and adding in a different medium to the franchise that fans have never seen before on the big screen. And you can really see what J.J. Abrams is trying to do here, right? He's really trying to expand off of what we already knew slightly about Snoke, either in the form of the novelization of The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and of course what we did not see in The Last Jedi, right? So what JJ's really trying to do here is he's really trying to satisfy the fans who are just very much wondering about the character of Snoke, where he came from, and exactly what his backstory really is. And I'm sure we're going to be learning even more about him in the novelization of The Rise of Skywalker and future comics, books, you name it, and especially the new comic series, The Rise of Kylo Ren. Now, the one thing that I do want to go over here, though, is, of course, Snoke explaining that he was actually born through, of course, the Beyond itself. Now, the Beyond now is said to be the very location of course, Emperor Palpatine. Now, Palpatine is said to reside on the world of Exegol in The Rise of Skywalker. It's basically a dead planet with constant lightning storms that actually hide Palpatine's presence. However, Snoke unveils that at one point in time during his life over in the unknown regions, he always felt a dark and sinister presence rising, and that he believed that it was Darth Sidious. However, he could not pinpoint his exact destination in the unknown regions due to, of course, Palpatine masking his location on this dead world of Exegol that is actually said to have these lightning storms that hide his energy. And that's a very interesting thing, because Snoke did something very similar. If you guys have read the books out there, the reason as to why nobody ever really detected the First Order in the early days, like during its infancy, is that Snoke actually pretty much went mobile inside of his supremacy and stayed near star systems, stayed near actual stars, and the solar radiation hid his actual power. So that's exactly why, for quite some time after the events of Return of the Jedi, that Luke, Leia, anybody who was Force sensitive never sent Snoke. And the only one that would eventually sense him was, of course, Palpatine before his supposed death at the very end of Return of the Jedi. So with that being said, what's really intriguing about all of this is that it really does give us a little bit more clarity on Snoke and his past and how that's going to be established in Episode 9. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.